Good day, wizards, and welcome to today's lesson. In this lesson, we will focus on other properties of metals as well as uses of metals. Now, wizards, in the previous lesson, you learned that metals are useful because of their special properties. People make objects from metals because metals are strong, shiny, moldable, and ductile. Metals also melt at high temperatures. Now let's begin to look at other properties of metals. Metals are useful. Metals are very useful in everyday life. Metal objects are used for many different jobs. Here are some examples of the properties of metals. Metals conduct heat. If you put one end of a metal rod into a fire, it won't be long before you can feel the rod becoming hot in your hand. This is because the heat passes along the rod. We say the metal rod conducts the heat. Metals are good conductors of heat. If a pot has a metal handle, it may be too hot to pick it up when it has been on the stove. This is why most pots have wooden or plastic handles. We make pots and pans from metal because the metal conducts heat. Magnetism and metals. Wizards, some metals are magnetic. When you bring certain metals close to a magnet, the metals are attracted to the magnet. This means they stick to the magnet. Metals that are not attracted to magnets are magnetic. This does not mean they are not magnets themselves. If a piece of metal is not magnetic, it will not be attracted to the magnet. Iron and steel are the most important magnetic metals. Nickel and cobalt are the only two other metals that are magnetic. All the other metals and all the non-metals are not magnetic. Now, wizards, do you know that metals rust or tarnish? Nearly all metals are affected by the air and water. The air makes the metals change. All metals start off bright and shiny, but in the air, they go dull after a few weeks. For many metals like copper, aluminium, and zinc, this dull layer is fairly thin. We say the metals tarnish or corrode. Gold stays shiny because it does not corrode. Silver gets a blackish layer, which needs to be cleaned off. Iron corrodes very easily. When iron corrodes, we say it rusts. Iron is the only metal that rusts. The iron turns reddish brown and breaks down into small bits. Iron objects that rust are badly damaged and weakened. Metal alloys that contains lots of iron, like steel, also rust. Now, wizards, how does one and how to stop iron and steel from rusting? How does one do that? To stop iron objects from rusting, we have to protect them from the air and water. We can stop iron objects from rusting by coating them in plastic, painting them, coating them with another metal that doesn't rust, and also coating them with oil or grease.